Hi everyone, this is Alert Day Trading. The purpose of this video and the videos I make is to journal my trades, notice any mistakes I'm making, see if there's any corrections I could be doing. You can learn from any of that. That is definitely a positive. So today I took a few trades, actually just two trades, both profitable. However, what's more important is not that it's profitable, it's that I followed my plan. And I'm working on a challenge for myself to take 10 trades in a row without any mistake in terms of my trading plan. So I've done two challenges so far. The first challenge, I did 4 trades in a row until I made a mistake on the 5th trade. So then I had to restart the challenge. On the second challenge, I went up to 5 in a row. So I did better. And I made a mistake on the 6th trade. So now I am on my 3rd challenge. So I'm up to 2 in a row. And even with those mistakes, I'm still profitable since I started the first challenge. So that's definitely a good thing. So I'm sticking with the same amount of risk level. But once I get to 10 trades in a row, then I will increase my risk. So it's giving me a lot of incentive to follow my plan and not do anything against the plan. It's been really working so far. And I'm being really picky, probably the pickiest I've ever been, because even the mistakes I made, at least on the last challenge, the mistake I made wasn't necessarily a mistake. It was more of an overlook, something I forgot to check before I entered the trade. So it wasn't necessarily me going against my plan on purpose. It was just something that I forgot to check. Since technically entering the trade went against the plan, I counted it against my challenge. So I'm being really picky, making sure that I'm almost perfect on all my entries and the trades I want to take. And so it's been really helping my trade discipline. So let's go over the trades I took today. This one right here, CATB, this is the second one I took. And this one was really a little frustrating, but ended up being really profitable. And it ended up being one of my best trades. Just kind of like a perfect trade, how I like it to turn out. But what happened was I took the entry at this level, and you can see we pushed higher right away. But I had a sell order at 568, and the high of this candle is 567. And just seconds before we even got to that point, I was considering just lowering it 1 cent, just because of usually I like to sell around those 7 cents levels. So if it's at 568, I like to just kind of put it at 567, move it a little bit away from the 10-cent resistance level of maybe 570. Also, we did have resistance right here at 570. So, and then it went to 567 and didn't go to 568 and turned right around, went below my entry level. And I was kind of worried that we would break below my stop loss level. But I stuck with the plan. I accepted the risk. I would have raised my stop loss with the EMA, but it wasn't really moving that much higher. So I pretty much kept my stop loss level at its original point. But then, as you can see, the stock ended up pushing up higher. I ended up taking profits at I did still lower my my order, just because you can see we kind of made a double top here. So I put the order right below this high just in case we didn't break above it, and it did trigger. So I sold around 563, I think, something like that. And then my strategy is to put a trailing stop once I get to my first profit target. So, and then I also raise my another stop to break even. So I kind of have two stops going. So my trailing stop ended up getting triggered in this area. And then my remaining shares where I would have broke even never got triggered. So then I put, as we continued to push higher, I put a couple more trailing stop orders, and we pushed all the way up to almost $8. So I ended up selling at the highest at 690s, which is $1 below this, which I'm okay giving away that dollar profit, because having that trailing stop actually ended up allowing me to hold the stock longer. And so I ended up selling at 690s, where I might have sold even lower than that. So even though I didn't get that $8 high, I still got almost a $7 high for my profit taking. So I'm okay with that. And the other reason is because if this was a minor pullback and we ended up pushing even higher, then I would have ended up selling higher. So I think eventually this ended up being risk to reward of. So here I'm selling. I was risking 45 cents. We ended up, so from this level all the way up to about $8. So that's 270. So let's just round it to about 40 cents. So almost to about 1 to 6, I think, risk to reward, 1 to 6. But when I sold at the $7, so that's about risk to reward of about 1 to 4. Yeah, sounds about right. Just under risk to reward of 1 to 4. Maybe a little bit under that. So still really good trade. Really happy with that. And then the other trade I took was on ENDP. And this one also with the 3-minute, this was pushing up higher above this level that I had seen on my, I have a 180-day chart. So if you take a look at the 180-day chart and then zoom out, you can see this level of resistance right here. So I drew that red line. You can see we're pushing above that level. And so if we zoom into today, here is the push above that level. I waited for the first pullback. Here's the pullback. Here's my entry. And we ended up taking profits around these levels. Let's see, risking 850s, about 20, less than 20 cents. Went up to about 870. So risk to reward of 1 to 1. It was a small profit. I ended up breaking even on the remainder of my shares. Not the greatest trade, but I'm really happy I followed my plan, because you can see here we have this big red candle and we've just been either below my entry level or just sideways, and we're now trading below. So you have to, I feel really strong about sticking to the plan and not trying to be greedy. I'd rather take 10 of these trades where I get risk to reward of 1 to 1 than taking 5 who knows what's going to happen trades, and then I end up taking losses. So as long as I'm patient, if I take 10 of these trades, I'll be profitable at the end of maybe 20 trades or 15 trades. I feel like my strategy does have a positive expectancy. So even if I do take a loss on any trade, I'm confident that I'll make that loss back up with just 2 or 3 trades down the road. I just showed you CATB. That ended up being potential. I think I said it was about risk to reward of 1 to 7. So that this one trade alone will cover 2 or 3 losses. So and that's just winning 1 out of 3 or 4 trades. But this trade doesn't really happen all the time. I kind of get a mix of, I would say, I'm taking statistics right now, and I don't want to give any numbers yet, just because the sample size right now is a little bit small for 2021. But I would say, on average, my winning trades are definitely better than risk to reward of 1 to 1, and my losing trades never go more than 1 to 1. And sometimes with my strategy, when I raise my stop loss with the EMA, it reduces my losses. So my losing averages are probably anywhere between uh, 0.5 to 1 to maybe 0.75 to 1. So, and then all you need is better than 50% accuracy on your trades or on my trades, and I'll be profitable at the end of 10, 20 trades. So far, hopefully that continues. Market conditions really dictate how my strategy works, and so far with the market conditions, it's been really good. It's been a little choppy in the markets, so I've been extra careful, just because I feel like the strategy works really well with high volume. So if there's not too much volume and you have the markets kind of going down, that semi-high volume is not really going to push the stock higher. So at least that's with my experience. Anyway, that'll be it for today's video. If you have any questions, let me know. And just to remind you, the purpose of this video and the videos I make is to journal my trades, talk about mistakes or corrections I could be doing, and yeah, if you can learn from any of that, that's definitely positive. All right, good luck.